So it seems like we're finally getting closer to Juice WRLD's final album, The Party Never Ends, as we just got 2 new songs released a part of the extended pre-party, and with the album supposed to drop in just over a month, that being November 22nd. And it seems like the Juice WRLD fans can finally feast with the album dropping after 3 years after it was initially announced. And now first thing first, looking at what we have gotten recently is 2 new songs, obviously being a part of the pre-party extended that Juice's team first dropped back in September, that being Aquafina and Light Years featuring Thugger, most likely being these singles ahead of this album, and they're probably just dropping these singles, that being grills, to build hype towards the album dropping. And speaking of grills, 2 massive grills in the Juice Com dropped like an hour ago, that being Both Ways, my personal favorite leak, and Cavalier, which has been wanted for so long by many Juice fans. And now it's really cool that Juice's team is dropping grills that the fans want. I remember last month Pete was asking fans what songs that they do want on the album, and majority of the fans did say Cavalier. So I can definitely expect a lot of grills on this album. And another grill that the fans did want, for example, are songs like Rental, definitely Biscotti, and GoPro as well. But going back to the 2 new songs that did drop, man, surprisingly, don't diss me in the comments, but I haven't heard Cavalier prior to this shit dropping, but this shit is so fucking hard. I honestly hate it. And when people say that fucking Juice only made sad music and bullshit like that, and when he can clearly spaz on the freaking mic exactly like what he did for Cavalier and Both Ways. And speaking of Both Ways, I'm glad that that shit is finally out, and they actually did drop the music video to it as well, which did have my guy Trippy starring. So could we be seeing a feature from him on the album? I mean, I would honestly not be surprised, because obviously P is Trippy's and Juice's manager, and Trippy and Juice literally have no misses. And now comment down below what other features and do y'all think are gonna be on the album. But going back to the pre-party, I definitely think the whole pre-party concept is super cool. And also Yash, an extremely credible member in the Juice Com, was saying that an EP can have max 6 songs, meaning that they'll probably drop 2 more songs ahead of the album. So definitely curious and to see what songs and they will drop next. But now looking at the album, The Party Never Ends, and now when the first pre-party did drop, a timer was on Juice's website counting down when the album is dropping, and that timer did end on November 22nd, which definitely makes sense because it is obviously before Juice WRLD Day. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect them to announce the date that in advance, that being in freaking September, but I guess it does give them time to build hype for the album. And besides these 2 pre-party EPs, I hate to say it, but there's just not a lot of hype right now for the album. I could probably see it selling close to Fighting Demons numbers because of how long the fans did wait for the album, and besides the core Juice fan base, a lot of fans are hyped about this album. And there's so many other albums dropping soon, that being Cardi's album, Rocky's album, Ken's album. There is just a lot more to look forward to in the hip-hop space, honestly. Also, something that hasn't been talked about in a minute was the whole Juice and X collab. I'm definitely curious if it's still dropping or not, because that shit would definitely be a super good way to actually build hype for the album. But it overall seems like Juice's team is getting super active, and I'm glad that we finally have a date to look forward to for the album to drop. And now comment down below if you guys think The Party Never Ends is for sure dropping on November 22nd. But amen. It's been your boy Amchan, 999 shit. Love y'all.
I send my money back home to India. Top down in the gang, little bitch, yeah, we India. I feel like MK, I'm using my finisher. I got my AK, I'm feeling so sinister. I pull out a Glock, yeah, we finna finish him. Yeah, we finna finish him. Yeah, we finna finish. Kill him all, we diminished. Send that boy to the clinic. Yeah, little boy, there's not no game.